Good evening, everyone. It's me again, Al Brown Spencer. Today is Friday, the 10th of April 2026, and it is 11 o'clock in the evening. I don't know what to say apart from the fact that this video is dedicated to the people here in San Sebastian, the people who are genuine, the people who are noble and honest and really want to help. I already addressed genuine, honest people here in San Sebastian in another two videos before, and actually, I don't know what to say. But the most important thing that I'm looking for in terms of justice and so on, I haven't achieved it yet. And in terms of the last attack I experienced by these insects in my ears and so on, I didn't get much help really. So the summary of what happened, I was infested deliberately by very dangerous insects, which I believe 100% it is a biological weapon, because these insects 100%, something new I have never seen. I mean, I've seen lots of insects in my life, like from fleas, ticks, lots of insects. I bred lots of animals and birds and all of this, and I came across lots of things that I had to treat my animals and birds and so on, but these insects are completely different. And just to give you an idea, the ones that I managed to literally observe in front of me and catch some of them, these ones, they literally jump like a flea, but they don't look like a flea at all. They crawl, and I know for sure how they crawl. I've seen them crawling on the bed, and I feel them when they crawl in my ears canal and so on. So they crawl like an ant, but they are not an ant because I've seen a couple of them and so on. Anyway, I have samples that I collected in a medical jar that the doctor in the hospital in Santander gave me and so on. Now the next step for me is that I get as many people as possible here in San Sebastian who are genuine and who are honest to actually be witness to these insects. So if you are a genuine, honest, noble person who lives here in San Sebastian and you watch this video and you want to help me, please contact me. And if you know any medical center or even a friend who's a doctor, any place or anywhere where they have an access to a microscope, we can go with my samples and we take a look on these insects one after another. And you can be my witness that you have seen these insects with your own eyes. And it would be even better if any place they have a modern microscope which can take photos to the images it is viewing, which means we can take photos of these insects. And literally what we can do, I can keep you, consider you my witness that you witnessed with your own eyes these insects and you've seen them under a microscope. And of course, any medical center or a doctor, they will know straight away and they will see that these insects are nothing that they have seen before. And you will see with your own eyes. So doing this, I'm protecting my own self from any kind of, what can I say, a planned scenario to put more doubts around my mental capacity. The reason I'm saying so, because after lots of things happened to me, my trust in organizations, even hospitals and all of this, is zero. 100%, like zero. And I'm so sorry, I know this is not the right way to express this 100% zero, but what else can I say? But it's zero. My trust, or I have no trust whatsoever in hospitals, social service, even police and all of this and organizations, because of lots of things that were done to me and so on. And even recently, anyone who doesn't know the situation and who didn't watch my other videos, I was infested by these insects around the 20th of March last month, so about 21 days ago. And since then, I've been asking people for help and so on. And in the end, people referred to me, and literally they told me I can go to the main hospital here in San Sebastian and they will help me. And I went to the hospital, and literally the doctor who came to see me, she put doubt around my mental health, and she even asked me if the insects talk to me or whatever, which of course ridiculous. And not only this, she examined my ears and poked me in my ears, especially the right one here. And since then, this right ear, the sounds are muffled. Whether I have uh, uh, this earplug or not, the sounds are muffled and so on. Even when I go out in the morning and I remove the plugs all day, which is not good for me because, for example, today, I left and I went where I stand with my sign in the sun, and literally after an hour, all the insects in my eyes dropped. So I stood in the sun, looking in the sun, and I kept on, squeezing my eyes to remove them a little bit and so on. And actually, I could feel them and actually see shadows. They have been dropping off my eyes one after another, and so on. And this is the best way. Because literally when I put pesticides here or whatever, or spray pesticides, is really, really, really a nightmare. First of all, the pesticides doesn't kill them instantly. Literally, once I spray, of course, I close my eyes and spray. The pesticides, the liquid and so on, touches them, and that drives them crazy. So that's even the pesticides doesn't get in my eyes. So if you are thinking maybe this is the pesticides effect or whatever, I'm telling you, I close my eyes and spray from a distance. So literally the pesticides, the spray doesn't get in my eyes. But once the pesticides or the liquid or this spray touches them and start to take effect, they go crazy. And they keep on trying digging between, I keep my eyes closed like this, but they keep on digging between the two lids. And in the end, every time I did this, in the end, they managed actually to go in and then lodge themselves under my eyelid, whether the upper one, which is the worst, or the lower one. And this is not all. The pesticide doesn't kill them straight away. It doesn't kill them in most of the cases, but because they are the ones when they are latched to my eyes are the ones that are still developing, and actually it kills most of them. But the ones that are a little bit developed, it doesn't affect them. Anyway, so they stay under my eyelid and they keep on literally fighting, wiggling fast and all of this, and I cannot describe to you. Their body is like, I don't know, it's so spiky, and it hurts so badly everywhere. And again, anyone who might misunderstand or might not believe or try to put doubt and all of this, no, this is not the pesticides effect, or that it hurts my eyes and tingly feeling or whatever. This is actually these insects and so on, and I can prove it in so many ways. Anyway, so I went and I stood, blah, 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 and, they started dropping and so on, which was the best way. But if I use the spray, this is an agony so far and so on. And then I started to put powder, which seems to work a little bit better, but it still is the same outcome when they start, getting crazy and go under my eye and so on. So anyway, I went to the hospital, and the first hospital here in San Sebastian. And literally the doctor, she put doubts around my mental capacity, and she actually called 2 psychiatrists who came and talked to me and so on. And when they talked to me, literally, I didn't accept to talk to anyone. I was in a room where literally they kept me in, and they gave me like painkiller and so on. And then the doctor came and saw me and talked to me, and then she left and so on. And then these two psychiatrist students came and talked to me and so on. And of course, I explained to them I don't have to talk to them and all of this, and I explained to them few things, and then they left. And then I went, I asked people for help, and people helped me with money. And I went all the way to Laredo in Cantabria. And in Laredo, I went to the main hospital in Laredo, and I was received well. And then a doctor who said that he is from Nicaragua, he came to talk to me, and straight away, after talking to him, I don't know, like 5 minutes, and explaining to him, the insects and so on. And I explained to him, and I tried to address his mind, I'm not on any kind of drugs. I don't smoke drugs. I wasn't drunk. I'm not paranoid, and I'm not hallucinating. I'm not making this up, and so on. Anyway, he asked me if I considered consulting a psychiatrist. And of course, I said to him, of course, no, that is not going to happen at all. I came here because I have a problem with insects in my ears. And I'm telling you, you need all what you need to do to put the camera that goes in to look, and you will see where they dug and made a burrow. And then he said to me, oh, we don't have these equipments. Okay, so you don't have these equipments, and you cannot even see properly in my ear, and then you're asking me if I consider, a mental health doctor or psychiatrist and so on, which is completely ridiculous again. Anyway, I ended up, of course, telling him which other hospital I can go to nearby that they have actually the equipments. And then I literally went to Santander, where I reported to the national police there as well what's happening. But above all of this, I went to the main hospital, where they actually received me and all of this well. And I talked to a doctor who was so reasonable, and he tried to, communicate with me, and I tried, to explain to him and actually, address his mind and all of this. And I explained to him again that this is a reality. I'm not making this up. I'm not paranoid and so on. And he is still telling me, or asking me if I consider a psychiatrist help or talking to a psychiatrist. Anyway, it's ridiculous. And I explained to him, no, I don't need to talk to a psychiatrist. And literally that, they said that the department there, they have the equipment to actually look inside the ear from inside and so on. So he said to me, what if they look and they don't find anything? I said, this is impossible, because I have insects in my ears 100%. And they must even find a tiny hole or a place where they can see the traces, like it's something wrong or whatever, because this is where they dug before the eardrum, or close to the eardrum, and they dug down. So he said to me, okay, if you wait outside, I'm gonna talk to the department who have the equipment and so on, the people there have the equipment and so on, and I'll let you know. And anyway, I waited 10 minutes, and then he called me again, and he said, sorry, they refused to see you. So I asked them, and I said, don't you think that it is worth, even if you don't believe me, and I'm telling you I'm dying, these insects are killing me, and I have insects in my ears, and you have the equipment, or they have the equipments here, don't you think it's fair enough that you actually go the extra mile, or do your duty, and actually examine my ears and see it with the camera and so on, to see these things? And then he said, well, I cannot do anything. They refused and so on. So they refused to help me and so on. But anyway, he said to me, if you bring samples and all of this, maybe they can believe you. And since then, he gave me like a medical jar. And since then, I am collecting samples of these insects, and I am putting it in this jar. And now I want confirmation and witnesses from people here in San Sebastian. So I want genuine, honest people here in San Sebastian who would like to see this with their own eyes and be witnesses before I go to Santander's hospital again, or Bordeaux in France, the hospital in Bordeaux in France, with my samples for them to examine. Because this is my mental health under the line. If I go and anyway they take a look and for any reason they deny and say no, we cannot see anything, even with the camera that you said you can see, then I'm giving a chance to people to question my mental health, which I am trying my best to avoid. That's why it's important for me that people, genuine, honest people, they see with themselves these insects and even the insects that I collect myself from my body. I mean, I don't have any problem that they can see when I'm collecting these insects from my body. And not only this, there are so many ways I can prove to genuine people that I am not lying and these insects are coming from my ear. Number one, as I said, I have the samples, and anyone genuine, honest here in San Sebastian who knows, like a medical center, they have a relationship with them or communication, or a private doctor or a laboratory or anywhere where they have an access to a microscope. We can take the samples that I already gathered so far, and we can go and they can take it one by one and put it under the microscope and take a look on it. And as I said earlier in this video, if this microscope is these ones that can take actually photos, that would be much, much better for me. We can take photos and they can keep copies and I take copies and so on. So I can put it to a file where I'm going to make a complaint in the court and so on. And of course, this is going to be protecting me from my abusers, because my abusers, if they decide, to, okay, let him go wherever he wants, and then that's it. Wherever I'm going to go, like what happened in the hospital here and Laredo and Santander, and suddenly they put the camera in and they decide, no, we cannot see anything. My situation then will be so bad. Hence, I need strongly and urgently, I need genuine people who can support me, even by being witnesses, helping me to get some images, or they can see with their own eyes these insects under the microscope which I collected. This is one way. The second way is, if I remove the earplugs and lay down, just put my head down like this, these insects know straight away that I am sleeping or laying down, and then they start to be active. Even when I'm standing, when I walk outside and so on, if I stay still or it's a quiet area and it's shady and so on, they start to produce the larvae. Like today, I was standing in the sun and so on, and then I walked a bit here and there, and then went to the toilet, blah, 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 and they started to produce some larvae at some points, and these larvae literally straight away jumped on my face, blah, 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 in my nose and in my eye, blah, 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 and all of this. Hence, when I went later on to the toilets and I washed my face and I sprayed some pesticides here and there, literally they gone crazy again and they gone under my eyelids, and it was an agony this evening. So yeah, this is another way that literally first way to prove to you. We go to a place where they have a microscope, and it would be better even if this microscope can take photos, and we put these samples one by one under the microscope to be looked at, and we can take images, clear images of these insects or these larvae. Second thing is that we can, whoever want to see this with their own eyes, we can, sit in a quiet area and I lay down like this and cover completely with a plastic or whatever, my head, my eyes, my face, in a way, and make it like far away so the larva cannot straight away go to me here. And you can get closer to my ear, and then you will feel the larva, because the larva then will think, that your air passage or you're breathing next to me, that this is me, and then, or this is their target and so on. You will feel them coming from my ear, jumping on your face, and then they will actually either go in your air passage or your eyelid. And it's not going to be that dangerous for you because the source is not in your ears. I have the source. I have the breeders in both ears who are breeding this larva. So if you get a couple of larvas or whatever, they will actually drop on their own. Yes, they will suck a little bit of blood and so on, but they will, drop on their own, or you can kill them with pesticides when they start stinging and so on. But for you, you will see how they jump on the face and then latch to the eyelids or go in the air passage. So you experience it yourself, and you can be my witness that this is what happened, or this is what is happening, and so on. And I promise you, it's not going to be dangerous on you if you think it's dangerous or you're going to get, because I'm just going to make it clear to anyone who's watching this. These insects that are in my ears, they are the source. They are the breeders who produce these larvae. But the larvae that actually produced, they are not the same. So they are not 100% the same. They are not as dangerous. So they are not going to develop and get in your ear as well. But I have no doubts that my abusers, as they developed, because this is a biological weapon, they are controlling the behavior of these insects completely in terms of their aggression, the larva production rate, and many other things. And maybe even the kind of larvas that they produce, and so on. Whether it can be pandemic or infect other people, or develop and become like the breeders and then infect other people, look for a new source or a new host and so on, or not. But till now, I can assure to you that the larvae that they produce do not develop to be like the breeders and then seeking another host. Because if that happens, then that is going to be a pandemic. Because imagine every larva that comes out of my ear seeking another host and then infest this host and become an adult or a breeder larva like the ones, a breeder insect like the ones in my ears, and then actually get in people's ears and infest them like I am now. Then that is going to be a pandemic, because I promise you, these insects are killing me. And when I say are killing me, I mean it. These insects gone in my inner ear. So they found their way from my mouth and so on, and they gone into my. I looked on the diagram for the ear and all the canals and so on, and it makes sense what I feel. And literally, the larvae made their way into the canal, and they went all the way into my inner ear, where there is the vestibular canals and the vestibular nerve and all of this. So the chance that they can squeeze between the vestibular nerve and the bones or any cavity and get to my brain is there. I mean, I cannot rule it out. So they are so dangerous, and they are actually tiny, but they have weight to them in terms of, when I am asleep and I have my head on the pillow, and after I spray and all of this, they leave my head because of the pesticides and the spray. And then I can hear them in this side, this ear. I can hear them literally dropping on my ear, here, blah, blah, blah. And they are actually like tough little things. Hence, when they go under the eyelid, it's an agony. It's a nightmare. It's like spiky and hard and all of this. So these insects are a nightmare, I promise you. But anyway, that was the second way I can prove to you. So if I cover my face everywhere so they have no way of jumping straight into my face and so on my hair, and you come close and put your your face near my ear, you will see the larva will jump on your face and they will seek straight away, going inside your ear air passage and latch to your throat or the sinuses, or they will go into your eyelids. But normally the eyelids is the second stage. So I noticed this, that normally they go straight away to the air passages. So they come straight away and they go to the air passages. And of course they fill my lungs, and it's unbelievable. But then after 24 hours, more or less, they come out, and then they latch to the eyes. And then they stay latched to the eyes for up to 48 hours if I don't do anything about it. And then they drop naturally, and then they start sucking blood. If I stay in the sun, they drop, but they die. I mean, like, I would like to think that in the sun, they drop, they don't stick to me, they drop, and then they dry out, or the sun kills them, or the UV ray or the sun rays killed them somehow, and so on. So this is a second way that I can prove to you that these insects, exist. And you can feel with your own selves what they do, how they jump on your face, and all of this. The third way I can prove this to you, that if you have a good magnifying glass, you can see this larva. So if I remove the plugs and let them and give them, freedom to jump, on my face and go here and go in my hair and blah, 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 then lots of them will stare around in my hair, sucking blood, and you can see the pumps in my hair from where they, sting and all of this. Then when I wash my head with soap and literally soak them with soap and leave it for a couple of minutes and so on, the soap seems to be filling them up. So it seems like they get filled up with the soap, and it slows them down. And then when I wash and all of this, then they start leaving my head, and you will see them walking odd. This is how I collected lots of them anyway. And then you will see them slowly moving on my face, little tiny white things. And you will see them moving around my face, falling from here, and you can see them, and so on. And this is another way I can prove to you, and so on. The other way, as I said, that I can collect in front of you these insects from my body. I mean, like, I don't know what to say, but I can collect these insects in front of you from my body. As simple as that. Where they sting and so on, we can, spray and look here in the eye as well, and here and there. I mean, there are so many ways that I can literally prove this and so on. So anyone who's genuine, who's watching this video, who wants to give me the assurance of getting help, medical help, as soon as possible, because I promise you I'm dying. These insects will get at some point into my brain. They will find their way, to go into my skull through the vestibular canal. And I know this for sure. I have seen what they can do. I mean, these insects are very tough, and they can squeeze into anything. Like, they are unbelievable. They can squeeze under your fingernails, inside your eyes, between your teeth. I mean, this is why in the morning, when the insects go crazy and active, and they produce lots of larvae, and I cannot, contain all of them in terms of killing them and so on, and I end up full everywhere, my lungs and all of this, like a couple of days, and so that passed. They go into my teeth as well. So they go inside, they latch themselves in the teeth, and I can feel them even stuck to my tongue, and I cannot remove them. They seem to have like a barb or something that they stick with, and they stick to the skin, even my tongue. They stick in, and I can feel them, but I cannot get them off. They stay under the groove and all of. It's a nightmare. These insects are nightmare. And I promise you, they are nightmare. And I'm glad so far that they are not, new host seekers. So these larvae only, it's not like I'm glad. I mean, it's sad to say so, but at least, I'm glad that they are not gonna cause a pandemic. They are not gonna infect other people. But I have no doubt that my abusers, this is a biological weapon, and I have no doubt as they can control the behavior of these insects with drugs that they give me via the food and drinks that I eat, they can even change the larvae they produce, because these insects, I have no doubt, they are mixed bred. These larvae are mixed bred. As I said, I have watched them. They jump like fleas, but they are not fleas at all. And they crawl like ants, and they are not ants. And I am sure they are mixed bred, and so on. And I have no doubt if they can control their behavior, which they do, and they can, maybe they can even with drugs control what kind of larvae they produce, and if these larvae will seek a new host or not. So they can make it a pandemic if they want, and I have no doubt that they can do this. So it is of the benefit of the government here or in France to actually help me and extract these insects. And not just extract them, because extract the breeders, this is literally gonna stop producing new larvae in my body. But this is not gonna cure me from the larvae that is still inside me. So I will need at least a whole week of everyday medication that I take, and literally it goes in my blood, and these insects, once they suck my blood, they die. And this is the only way to make sure that any larva that is in my body, in any tissue in my body, they will die once they suck my blood. And this is the only way to literally cure me completely from this nightmare. Number one, extracting the breeders who are in my both ears, Dagbara in both ears. These, number one, they must be extracted completely or killed and extracted. Then I need at least 1 week of medication to make sure that no larvae in my body developed again or become something again, and any larvae that in my inner ear, because they feed constantly every day, they suck my blood, that they die. And this is the only way basically. But who listens? And that's why I need the support of the genuine honest people here in San Sebastian to stand by my side and to literally be witness these insects. And I told you how many ways I can prove to you that these insects exist. Then if you can literally either help me to get treatment from a private clinic or whatever who has the equipment to do this job and the knowledge to give me the medication and so on and extract these insects. If not, to either come with me to the hospital in Santander or any nearby hospital to San Sebastian, where they have the equipment to extract these insects from my ear and to treat me from any larvae in my body, or to help me to go to Bordeaux so I can get the treatment there, if the only way is to go to Bordeaux and so on. And this is one thing that for me, I know Bordeaux is a bigger city, and maybe, I'm right about this and they can help me. But then again, my abusers did to me this in Spain. What's the chance that they can manipulate people in France? The chance is there. I cannot rule it out. So to avoid any disappointment, especially that I don't trust much people now, and my trust in organizations, public organizations, and even the police, the governments and offices, or, social services, or even hospitals, unbelievable. And people who don't know what was done to me in the UK, get in touch and I will explain to you. And not only in the UK, even here, what happened to me, by experience going to San Sebastian Hospital, Laredo, and Santander, and so on. I am in desperate need of medical attention because I'm dying, and I'm not making this up. I'm not exaggerating. And I promise you, these insects are absolutely dangerous. These insects are a nightmare. And as I said, I'm glad they are not going to cause a pandemic so far. I'm glad that these insects don't seek and you host. Otherwise, I promise you, oh my word, that would be a nightmare for everyone. Oh my fucking word. You don't know what these insects can do to you. And if you underestimate or undermine what I'm saying, let me explain to you one thing. These insects physiologically can kill you. I mean, they are killing me as I am speaking now, but slowly. And they will if I don't get a medical attention, medical help to get them removed and kill the larvae they left in my body. Because there are lots of them. They produce like on a rate you would never believe. Okay, so let me repeat this to you. These insects are capable of killing a human being easily. And they are killing me as I'm speaking now, but slowly. And I don't know how long it's going to take until they breach, and go into the skull and so on, and how long it's going to take them to kill me. But I can feel it and I can see it. They are killing me slowly. Imagine as well, if they don't kill you with this, slowly, just what they will cause you in terms of, the pain in your ears, feeling and hearing them wandering in your ear canal and digging in your skin, and the pain from latching in your eyes, the larvae latching in your eyes or going under the lids of your eyes, and the pain they cause when they fill the lungs, and how you feel, and your lungs squeak when you breathe and you're out of breath, and you can feel them in your lungs, in between your teeth, on your tongue. And not only this, they crawl everywhere in your body and seek every kind of hole in your body to actually try to get in it. And I promise you, since I was infected and since I felt them trying to crawl in my groin area and so on, I have been wearing a condom 24/7 since then. And not only this, I use a powder that kills insects, and I put it around my penis from the middle and the head and in the back where I put the condom. And I promise you, even though they try to crawl in, but then they literally stop, at some point because of the powder and so on. But they are trying to. So it's a nightmare. These insects are a nightmare. And I promise you, whoever planned and infected me with these insects is a murderer and a war criminal, regardless of what bullshit they will claim about that these insects are safe or whatever, or blah, 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 or even they will deny even, knowing anything about these insects. But even if they say, oh, we were using it as a therapy, blah, blah, they will, they will deny how dangerous these insects are. And I promise you, these insects are killers. These insects easily kill a human being, and they are killing me slowly as I'm speaking now. And again, I need medical attention as soon as possible. So anyone, genuine, honest, noble, here in San Sebastian, who can help me, even by being a witness, to see with their own eyes and to be witness that they saw these insects, and I proved to them that these insects exist. And as I said, it's better if you have an access to a microscope, especially if it can take photos. You can keep copies, I can keep copies. So when I go to the hospital in Bordeaux, if no one is going to help me here, or no hospital here after all in Spain going to help me, no one, comes up with anything that would work against me. I'm not saying that that would be the situation. As I said, I lost the trust in many things, organizations everywhere in the world. So it is my security that people can see with their own eyes these insects and these larvae, and literally take photos of these larvae under a microscope if possible, and so on. And if you want to take me to the hospital in Santander and tell them, no, this is a reality. You have to help this guy. You have to extract these insects from his ears, and you have to give him, medication to kill the larvae in his body, blah, blah, blah. No problem. Otherwise, my next option will be going all the way to Bordeaux to get this done. So please, if you're watching this, help. The reason as well that I'm saying that if it's okay, or if you can come after all, and after you've been being witness on this larvae and insects and so on, that going to Santander or any hospital nearby here who has the equipment. The reason I'm saying so, because I don't even have enough money to go to Bordeaux. I mean, even if I want to go to Bordeaux, regardless of anything, maybe even without security in terms of, witnesses who saw with their own eyes these larvae and so on, I don't have money to go to Bordeaux. I don't have enough money to go to Bordeaux and come back. So even if it's going to cost me 20 euros to go to Bordeaux, it's not just 20 euros I will take, to go to Bordeaux, because 20 euros to go, 20 euros to come back, and maybe 10 euros for the couple of days I'm going to stay there when they, extracting the insects and so on. And hopefully they will give me the medication for a whole week that will kill any larvae, and I can leave straight away. Other than that, I mean, how can I go there without enough money? Maybe on Sunday I will go and ask people for help to give me money, but still that will go back to the same point. I need people to witness seeing these insects with their own eyes before going to any hospital, to avoid any kind of disappointment, to avoid any kind of complications, to avoid any kind of falling into a trap of any kind by anyone who could put doubts around my mental health. Anyway, I think I have said enough in this video, and I think people who speak good English here in Spain or here in San Sebastian, they will understand everything I said completely and utterly. And if you want to communicate with me and you're watching this video and you don't know how to contact me, the only guaranteed way to contact me and get in touch is in person. And you can find my van in a place or a street called Ithaburu Kalia here in Donostia San Sebastian. And the best time to find me is before 10 o'clock in the afternoon, in the morning, sorry, and after 9 o'clock in the evening. Any other time is not guaranteed, but it's guaranteed. If you come to the van and knock on the van loudly, because I have the plugs on, before 10 o'clock in the morning or after 9 o'clock in the evening, you will find me here and you can meet me. Otherwise, you can find me outside the Breccia center with my sign asking people for help, or maybe outside Dia in the town center, which is next to Afedi, or maybe just walking in the street talking to people and asking them for help. This is how desperate is my situation. And just to give you an idea what my abusers have done to me so far, it's not that they wasted decades of my life, destroyed my life completely, and did to me unbelievable stuff and unbelievable crimes. They literally destroyed lots of things in my life, like my fitness, my appearance, my emotions. I mean, lots of things. They destroyed lots of things essential for any person. And if people who saw me 20 years ago, or not even 20 years ago, let's say, when I was in Germany, let's not go far, after 6 months or 7 months working in Germany and so on, people who would have seen me in Germany after finishing work and going to buy stuff and all of this and so on, and see me now, they wouldn't even know me. I'm getting worse and worse because of the chemicals and the drugs they give me constantly. That is fucking up my metabolism, my immune system, my digestion, lots of things. lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of things. They are destroying me physically and physiologically, slowly. And recently, they infested me with these insects, the deadly insects. I don't know what else to say. I mean, these bastards do not deserve to live with people. And if it's impossible to punish them legally and put them in prison, they must get killed. They must die. There is no other option. There is no other way. There is no other thing they deserve apart from this. Life imprisonment, or they get killed if you cannot, or they cannot be legally punished. I promise you, they have done to me unbelievable stuff. Wasted over 2 decades of my life, and they are still refusing to fix what they have done, or take responsibility, or directly give me justice. They do more and more shit stuff to me. And I don't know what to say apart from the fact that I know my abusers very well, and they always claim something or something logical for what the abuse they do. So when they abuse someone or harm someone or do something, they always claim that there is a benefit in the end, or this is being done for this person, is good for this person, or whatever, blah blah blah. And to be honest with you, I don't know what kind of benefits would anyone get from being infested by deadly parasites like this. What would anyone benefit from getting their whole life destroyed completely? What would anyone benefit from being for over 2 decades in fear, use, abuse, torture, uncertainty, drugs dosing? The list goes on and on and on and on. Anyway, all what I'm hoping is that hopefully one day, hopefully very soon, I will get 100% justice for everything that was done to me. I'll get my freedom and start living my life and achieving everything I want. And just to give you an idea, I'm talking now about financially. What they have done to me, just one thing they did to me in the UK, for example, I can get a couple of £1 million sterling easily if someone brings an evidence. Imagine everything they did to me. So when I am saying my compensations for what they have done to me is not less than £22 million sterling. This is my compensations for what they did to me. And over 2 decades, they wasted of my life and all what they have done to me. And add to this, every money that was invested for me and my share of every money that was invested for my father, which is a lot and a lot and a lot and a lot. You can imagine. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. And if you can help, please do not hesitate to communicate with me and contact me in person. This is the best way. And as I said earlier, my van is in Ithaburu, Kalia, here in Donostia San Sebastian. It's a white Citroen jumper with a German number plate, and the right-hand side rear wheel is completely taken off, and it has a trailer attached to it, a brown trailer attached to it in the back. And the best time to find me in the van is either before 10 o'clock in the morning or after 9 o'clock in the evening. And if you cannot make it these times, maybe you can find me outside the Breccia Center here in Donostia San Sebastian with my sign asking people for help. And I leave about 12 o'clock. Today I left about 1 o'clock, but normally I leave about 12 o'clock from Breccia Center, and then go to Dia and stand outside Dia for another hour or so, and then start walking and asking people for help. So if you cannot find me there, you can find me there, or you can find me here. Anyway, again, thank you very much for your time and for your patience watching and listening to me, watching me and listening, watching my video and listening to me and so on. And hopefully you can help me to get justice soon. Thank you very much. Thank you. Have a good night. Thank you.